All right, cool. So we're at least there. Get these projections done. All right. Okay, that's fine. That projection's fine. That's fine. Let's see, that's there. It's crazy. He's got him for 10. Oh my gosh, 4 of you guys are here. I mean, I just kind of wanted to be live as I work on the F1 stuff. I'm almost done with the Patreon or with my projections and stuff. But I didn't feel like recording like a 8-minute video or like a 6-minute video. I figured I'd just go on here and people could ask me questions and stuff. At least in terms of line of construction, I think it's going to be the Max Verstappen show again, as we saw last week. So let me bump this up. Let's see, Stroll. So that's 1, 2. I think Pearce and I are pretty aligned in our projections this week. Don't really have any wild ass ideas. And a constructor. F1 has been pretty interesting this year. I think the at least my approach, at least last week, made more sense for me. It was just building a lot of lines, man. I hate answering like that. I hate thinking like that, but that's really what it is, man. Like just build a ton of lines. These races can go so many different directions. There. I'm not going to give any constructor the podium bonus. Let's see what these look like without that. Still pointing Red Bull. However, just don't see Mercedes doing, or not Mercedes. I just don't see Ferrari doing much. If they don't get that podium bonus, they cannot go head to head with Red Bull. That's fine. I need to get these points. Hold on. Four. Yeah, I think my projections are done. So let's go ahead and do this. I guess we can start talking about line construction if anybody is even in here. I love this track, man. I think this track is going to be so fun to watch. Ooh, wait, I got a comment. What's up? What's going on, Dave? Yeah, I like Verstappen. I think I'm just going to do 100%, and just not really worry about it. I think I'm going to do 100% captain and just call it a day there, and really just spend this time working on what I want to do construction wise. I don't know how many lines I want to do. Last week I did like 18 because we had overlay in the main contest. I don't think I don't need to go that crazy this week. But I think, like I said, I haven't made lines yet. Let me upload this to Patreon, and then we will be all good to go. That's there. That's there. CDF. This is round 15, right? Yeah, round 15. Okay. Download PDF. Let me upload this. So, for those of you that are on the Patreon, thank you very much. Whether it's NASCAR, whether it's F1, means a lot, man. The stuff goes a long way. It really helps with paying expenses. It really helps with just day-to-day life. Upload this here. Yeah, this is one week where Pearce and I are pretty much on the same wavelength. Sometimes I like a head-to-head more than he does. Other weeks, we just get kind of different. This is the one week, other than kind of Constructor, I think he's given Ferrari both podiums, but other than that, I think we're pretty good, or we're pretty close. All right, let me get this uploaded. It just seems like a week right now that I think there's just going to be duplications like crazy, but let's see if that's accurate here. All right, so that's there. F1. Let me get these. All right, so that's up. That's up. Another reason I'm doing this is because I need to not take a break, but I need to go have dinner and stuff before I do the Cup Series projections and stuff, because I haven't done any projections. I really haven't even looked at the practice data for Cup Series. Let's see, that's up. That's fine. F1. All right, cool. We're all good on Patreon. So let me bring DraftKings over here and let's start building some lines, shall we? Yeah, F1, I can't. They need to. The biggest issue that I see with F1 right now is that there aren't enough players that are viable. I'm not exactly sure how they would fix that. They can fix it a multitude of ways, and I think we will see an improvement next year. They could do like they do in showdown contests for like CS:GO, to where we have two captain positions. We can kind of do what we do at FanDuel, or what they do at FanDuel, to where they have multiple kind of captain positions but different multipliers. I think that would open the pool up tremendously. Um, what I would like to see is every driver start the race with like 8 points. Okay, because we run into a situation where there's just too many people with 0 points or close to like nothing, that you just can't make them work. If drivers would start with like, I mean, something even like 5 or 6 points, man, it would make the lower end value range a lot more viable. Like right now, we're all scooted towards like certain people. Like for this weekend, like, are we playing Latifi? No, we're not playing Latifi. Are we playing Yuki Tsunoda? Maybe. But Tsunoda, well, this is the one week where Zhao and Tsunoda are both in play. Schumacher can be projected for something, whereas Magnus. So maybe it is more open this week, because Schumacher, Zhao, and Tsunoda can all be played. So we're not funneled towards one distinct like value play. Let's see. Well, I have Tsunoda mainly getting there on his head-to-head, and so like, if that's 6 points from Tsunoda for finishing the race and getting the head-to-head, whereas Zhao, it's right at 6 points as well, about Schumacher. So all these guys are projected for very similar. I'm trying. Let me build. Like I said, I'm going to build with Verstappen and Red Bull, just locking those fuckers in. Leaves you $5,000 left over. Is there anybody up top that I want to try and get to? So okay, you can make it work with Hamilton. Can you do Charles? I don't think you can. You can't do, right? Yeah, you can't do Charles. So you can't do a Verstappen Leclerc line. Sainz might be viable. Let me see. Okay. All right. The reason I'm starting with like trying to see if I can do anything with Sainz and Hamilton is because, like I said, if I'm going to approach this as just building as many lines as possible, I need to see how high up I can get to based on projections. Leclerc, Hamilton would probably be the two pay up spots that might go under own. Sainz as well. I think I would want to try and get to Hamilton, maybe be over the field on Hamilton. And by doing that, or by playing Hamilton with Verstappen and Red Bull, maybe mixing in, Tsunoda, Zhao, and Schumacher, possibly even getting up to Lance Stroll if we need it, and just really mixing and matching down range. And so let me go ahead and reserve some contests here. Let me do it on my phone; it'll be way easier. I'm trying to think how many lines I want tomorrow. How big is the 4? That'll also dictate. If the 4 is tiny, I don't think I need to waste too much. 2,300 people. Maybe 6. I think I'll start with 6 lines. So we'll do that. Do 6 in the 15, 6 in the 4. See how I'm liking how this is going. So let me reserve these. So that's 90. I also don't like single entry for F1 at all. Like I haven't done single entry at all. I just don't like that. So we're right at 114. Get some in the 6 as well, 114. So we're at 120. Invest in F1 right now. So if I want to have Hamilton line, let me think about it. Because I think Hamilton can compete for the podium here. As I said, I don't think we see both Ferraris get in the podium. I think we have Verstappen win, Leclerc and Hamilton second and third, vice versa. It doesn't really care about the order. But if I don't think the podium bonus is in play for the constructor, and if I don't think that, then that would probably dictate to me that Hamilton is competing for a top 3. So that is Hamilton getting somewhere around probably 20 to 23 points, depending on what he does. If he gets crazy or if he wants to lead some laps or something, probably 20 just a baseline. Okay. That would have Hamilton as my third highest projected guy in general. So what is this looking like? Let me just see based on these. Let's see. This optimal has 156. So I want to see how close this gets to that real fast. So it's going to be that. Let's see. I'm trying to look for 156 somewhere around there. So ooh, yeah, okay, so you have to play Latifi then. Okay. All right. Interesting. What is this at right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 136. Okay, so we're short. We're about 10 off there. Okay, so the Hamilton play, if we're doing that, you have to rely off of Latifi. What if I don't go? Yeah, you have to play Latifi with that line. Okay, so that's 1 point. Okay. We'll hold off on Hamilton because I thought for sure I might end up going like 2 or 3 Lewis Hamilton lines. I don't think that'll be the case because I think we're leaving too much on the table, being stuck with Latifi. So let's look at some practice stuff real fast. What did Russell versus Hamilton? Where were these guys at here? Let me see. All right, P1. Hamilton second, Russell was first. P2. Hamilton third, Russell fifth. All right. P3. Hamilton 5, Russell 2. Okay. So let me check out these lines here. I want to see what these guys are doing. Who's running more laps? So Russell was okay. They're right there. Okay, they're right there. FP1 and FP3 goes to Russell. What is Hamilton doing in that second one? There's that one groove, whereas Russell does a much longer. Okay, so let's look at the fall off here. Okay, this will be interesting. 75.5, 75.3, 75.3, 75.1, 75, 74. Russell might actually have a better car. And even then, we're still getting 10 plus points from Russell anyway. So let me do a Russell line and see where that goes. Leaves you 38. These guys at Zhao is slow as hell, dude. He is slow as molasses. Zanoda. Yuki is slow as molasses as well. Schumacher is a bit faster, so sorry about Schumacher falling back, man, but that I guess we can't really worry about that too much. Gasly is probably not going to pass Sonoda either. Bottas, yeah. I think Zhao wins that head-to-head. Okay. Let's see. Yes, it's the same fucking problem, man. We have all these lines end up in the same spot, man. Verstappen's going to outscore everybody. So unless I want to do 2 lines with Verstappen in the regular driver position, we're still very, very limited here. I'm going to play this line, this George Russell line. That's not bad, but man, building lines for F1 fucking sucks, dude. I don't know. I mean, it's fun for me, but it loses its. I just don't have the enjoyment I have from building NASCAR lines. But the other, I thought what the hell? 3, 4. Where are the one? I thought I reserved the ones over here. Did that not go? It never went through. There we are. Anybody else have that? Like, yeah. So let's see. Sheldon made a cap line with Russell and Mercedes. I don't know if I go rough. Well, let me finish this. Let me finish getting this line in lineups, and then we'll kind of go for. We'll take a gander at that. See what it leans to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because for me, I always like playing the guy that I think is going to win the race and perform the best in the captain position, unless things get incredibly stupid. That's usually optimal. So usually I'm usually aggressive on the captain guy. But let's go ahead and look at that line that you kind of brought up. All right, so we got a Max Cap, Russell, and Mercedes as the constructor, which makes. I don't know why I thought you had Russell, or I don't know why I read that as Russell on the captain. So, what does Mercedes have to do? If Mercedes gets 2 guys on the podium, that'll work out fine. Ferrari's gonna do something stupid, man. It always happens. Ferrari's gonna throw Charles out there to get some stupid fast lap late in the race, and they're gonna cost. Man, I don't know if I. God, dude, if I was going to play Mercedes, I think I might just play McLaren or Alpine, man. What does that open up? That's only $2,000 more too. That's not. I don't know, man. I don't know if that opens up enough. That's 4,400. We're not using. Right. I mean, I guess Stroll. We're not using Gasly. We're not using Bottas. We're probably not using Ricardo. Esteban isn't there. Alonso. I think based on that build, I don't know if I would play Mercedes there. I think I really would maybe lean towards playing maybe McLaren. I know we're giving up maybe like 17 points on the rest of the field, but if you're not playing Red Bull, we're taking we're trying to fit as many high scoring team drivers as possible. I think McLaren is where I would go if I'm not doing Red Bull, because I don't think I want Mercedes in the constructor. I don't think I want Ferrari in the constructor. I think we're giving up too much there. If I was going to punt with the constructor, I think it would be McLaren. I did that last weekend. Some of those lines don't cash. Let me go ahead and take a look real fast at how those did, and so we can kind of take a look at the construction real fast. Where are we at? Oh, I don't know if it'll be there. God, dude. Let's see if I can find these. Oh no, man. Oh, duh, page. I was like, DraftKings not letting me go through history, but it's because I got so many fucking contests. Dude, I think during Daytona I entered like I had like 480 lines. I gotta go through so many of these things to find the F1 contests. Or, I had 20 lines, but it was like in every fucking contest. Mm. Oh, I could just search F1 on the fucking contest instead of being an idiot. All right, let me see. So, I wonder if my best line last week had McLaren as no, it had Red Bull. Let's see. Like, see, this is what kind of pisses me off, man. Like my highest line last week finished 70th, not 7th, 70th, but we had, oh man, come on, show all. You got tons of guys time for 70th. You got tons of guys time for 48th, 35th, 15th, 4. So I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lines off the optimal. And the optimal had 161. Mine had, what the fuck? What is this one? So only mine. This mouse. Yeah, the winning line had 161. I had 151. And that's like 7 lineups separating 70th to first, man. That's why like F1 is just so, like, I think you just enter a bunch of lines, man. It's not necessarily nailing the optimal, just trying to throw as many lines out there to try and nail on the optimal. Where did my McLaren lines finish last week? Did they even cash? Paid up 765. McLaren scored 2. Oh, that's because, oh yeah, McLaren threw it away at the end of the race. That's why they scored 2. I was like, what the hell? Why is the McLaren line so low? So how far were they from the cashing here? Because the cash was right at like probably 127, somewhere around there. 122. Let's see, show all. Where was the 126 was the cash line. All my McLaren lines were like right at 117, 112, 100. That was with 2 points. And kind of the lines I did with that last week and was clearly Verstappen as the captain, and then trying to nail in as many front runners as possible. So a lot of them had Sainz. I think one of them had Sainz as Constructor. Let me see. I'm kind of at the point where and I guess the reason why I'm looking at these right now, I'm just kind of talking out loud, is I'm kind of at the point where I just want to experiment with with how I want to approach F1. I can't approach the same way as NASCAR. It's more, I don't know. It's more of a trust. It's more of a just construction based game, because just like NASCAR, man, or like today, the pool was so small for the Xfinity series. F1 is even smaller, especially if you lock Verstappen as the captain, you lock in Red Bull as a constructor, you're fucking around with 4 positions. And and let's see. Sorry, I looked away from the chat. 60 guys here. Thank you for joining me. Let's see. I don't trust the Mercedes constructor. They can easily be both top 5. Yeah, they can be top 5. The one thing I like to do with constructor is I like to keep it aligned with my captain, especially if I think they're going to win. That's the only reason I like if I'm gonna get off of a constructor. For me, I feel like I got to use that for a value versus like getting off of Red Bull going to Mercedes or something. Will you play Match and Sergio on the same line tomorrow? I don't think I'm going to do Perez. Let me see what that type of build kind of ends up looking like. That is one where clearly have to, well, that's not bad. You go Verstappen, Russell, Perez, McLaren captain, or not McLaren captain, McLaren constructor. These are $4,500. That's not bad. I'm gonna actually write that down. I'll build upon that in a minute. Because right now I'm goofing around with McLaren. I don't know if I want Russell in there right now. So because Perez can run up there. So when we look at as I kind of look at these guys based on projections, based on practice, it seems like I want to try and get ownership to Lewis, to Russell, and to Perez. Those seem like the three guys that I want to get to because one, I love this track. Two, I think the speed is displayed in qualifying. Like I understand that, Verstappen did get the pole, on FP3 by running a faster lap than Ferrari did. Whereas if it was taken off of like FP1 or FP2, not FP1, qualifying 1, qualifying 2, Ferrari would have most likely had the pole. But when you look at the lap by lap data, when you look at the graphs and the sectors that Verstappen beat Ferrari at, it's because Max is just carrying a higher top speed. If that's the case, Perez might be able to get a podium as well. Maybe like third, or he'll at least be fourth. I don't see Perez falling down past like seventh or something. I think, man, I think that's the way to build. Getting one of Hamilton, Perez, or Russell in your lines, and clearly the optimal is probably going to have whoever defeats the teammate between Lewis Hamilton and Russell. However, even with like whoever loses that battle is still going to end up with like 12 points, 12, 13 points. Even Sainz too, but I feel like you're paying up too much for Carlos. So I guess to answer your question, while I play a line tomorrow with Max and Sergio, I think I will, but I will probably do McLaren as that constructor. I don't think I'll get to Mercedes. Because if you get Hamilton at 3,800, I think if you get up to Russell, which Russell might actually have it tomorrow, man. Like looking at the practice stuff, they're neck and neck. It is not just Hamilton run away with that. Like Russell's going to be there all day. And looking at the track conditions, I think Russell might have the better car. It's $4,500. McLaren as a captain or McLaren as a constructor. I think you can get creative with that. I think that might be at least an interesting shot to take. Especially if you take somebody like Schumacher. I think we'll load 52. Then you're at the point to where, what does Sonoda do against Gasly? Zhao will probably finish ahead of Bottas. So what does that do if I go Zhao? 54. Interesting. So you do Sonoda. That's an interesting build. You're paying up for Bottas. You're paying up for. Okay. Interesting build. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do, man. I think I'm just gonna build every line. Let me think of in terms of percentages of what I want to do. 100% max captain. Probably 60% Red Bull Constructor. 40% McLaren. I'm gonna write that down because that's exactly what I want my. That's 60 Red Bull. I think that'll be good enough to get different. If I do 10 lines of that, I will be overweight on the field. There's no way Max is gonna be that high in the captain. So I'll be overweight on Max. Probably be even with the field on Red Bull. Overweight in the field with McLaren. This will probably force me to be an overweight on both Russell and Perez. Probably even with Leclerc. Yeah, I think that's how I want to build. Verstappen captain. Swap out Red Bull, McLaren as a constructor. Focus on getting Russell, Perez, Hamilton as Hamilton. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 10. That's a pool of 10 people or 10 positions. 8 drivers. Actually, my bad. 7 drivers. 2 constructors. Matt, 2 con, 1 max. 7 drivers to fill it out. Could do more. I could do 12 lines and cover more in that situation. So what would that pool be? What would the drivers be then? So I want Hamilton for sure. Hamilton, Perez, Russell. Probably Norris. Yuki. Zhao. Bottas. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Might be it. And Schumacher, so that might be 8. All right, so Max, Hamilton, Perez, Russell, Norris, Yuki, Zhao, Bottas, and Schumacher. That's the pool that I want to use. That's how I want to construct it. That's what I want to do. I think that's how I'm going to approach it. Not very much a picks video, but in terms of line of construction, I think those are the drivers I want to use. That's the build I want to use. 10 lines for sure. Might do 12 or 15 to try. I don't fucking know, man. I don't want to do that many because I don't know if I can land on it. I'll do 10 lines. I'll do 10 lines tomorrow and go from there. 60% with Red Bull, 40% with McLaren. See where it goes. I think that's what I want to do. And yeah, thank you guys very much for joining me. I know it was kind of boring and stuff. Let's see, what is this? I just smashed my TV, my 4K TV in front of 30 guests. My calculator was showing Creed's performance tonight. My wife took out crying kids and said they're leaving. This team has ruined my life. Yeah. Dude, I love. So what part of Creed's performance did that or made you mad? I thought Creed did above and beyond the Call of Duty. What happened, man? I don't know. I enjoyed the finish. I wanted another yellow to try and get Allgaier up there, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm assuming a lot of people got fucked today with Alfredo. Larson came back, but he wasn't value. Because he he got trapped lap down. We had so many fucking guys wreck in the back of the field. That was ridiculous. The only guy I owned from that is I had one Chris Wright line and one Ty Dillon line. Everybody else, I told you, I said in the show I was going to fade Alfredo. I think I had Alfredo in one line as well. But I didn't have anybody today who wrecked, so I don't know. Alfredo fucking sucks, dude. Alfredo's terrible. There's a reason why I call him Ramen Noodle Boy. It's amazing that the guy who, goes over, is like, look, on iRacing, you need to draft. The draft model's fantastic. This is how you drive. And then he makes TikToks and stuff, but he can't. That was ARCA stuff, man. People get mad at the ARCA series. Where'd my phone go? People get mad at that's way over there. People get mad at the ARCA series, but like Anthony Alfredo just pulled ARCA stuff out of his ass. That was nuts, man. I was like, dude, what a way for Chalk to bust, man. What an absolute joke of a driver, man. And everybody who wrecked in the Xfinity Series race wrecked because they don't have talent. Every single person on there, every motherfucker who wrecked just displayed no talent. You had Chris Wright. You had Tommy Joe Martins. You had Anthony Alfredo. You had Tommy Joe Martins. You had trying to think. Well, I mean, Myatt Snyder, like anybody who has no Joe Graff Jr. Everybody who has no talent wrecked out of the race, man. It was wild. It was an absolute murder for everybody who was there. What is this? Damn, ACS, kiss my ass. All right. Oh, I gotta get the stupid phone. It's way over here. Here, I'll throw some shade at ACS here. Let's see what else we got. But yeah, Alfredo, like, dude, that was rough, dude. That was ridiculous. I can't believe Alfredo did that. Like, what a scrub, man. Oh, what a scrub. What a scrub. What a scrub. Yeah, dude, I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, what? Like, they're like, we're wrecking under caution. I was like, dude, are we memeing over here? Is this a meme? What are we doing? Like, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous, man. Oh man, Xfinity, the end was crazy. I'm sick and tired of sitting on these goddamn rain delayed lineups, dude. It's killing me, man. Last week at Daytona, I sat on $40,000 for like the 3-hour wait for the Cup Series. That sucked. Today, I sat on like $3,000 for the whole Xfinity Series rain out. I'm just like, God, you idiots, man. It's wild that this week it's like the rain wasn't even close, and they threw the yellow. I thought they were going to just keep pacing until halfway. I can't believe they restarted the race, and I don't know, man. NASCAR is, like I said, they're the most reactive sport ever, man. They wait for things to happen and they react. God, that was crazy. That was insane, man. Let's see. So I was live for 45 minutes. I determined the pool I wanted to use. I determined the way I wanted to build for F1. Some of you guys were here, some of you guys weren't. But either way, thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. And I think I'm going to end it there. I will be live tomorrow morning to talk to you about the Cup Series stuff. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys later.